So, I thought I'd do a video on what I've appropriately titled Infectious Attitude. What do I mean by that? An attitude in the oil fields, in any job for that matter, anywhere you work. And everyone's had that job where it seems like a really good job, but there's that one guy who's always having a bad day. There's that one guy who's always in a bad mood, and that mood is infectious. If there's one person in a bad mood, it tends to start to put everyone around that one person in a bad mood. It tends to be infectious. It spreads. The same way a bad mood or a bad attitude will spread, so will a good attitude or a good mood. It's infectious. It's kind of like when one person yawns, it tends to make everyone else yawn. So, with Brady, it's no different. We have people that are consistently whining or consistently in a bad mood, and that tends to put people around them in a bad mood. Makes someone who otherwise would be having a good day, it tends to make their day a little longer. Not because now they're having a bad day, it's more because their aggravation or stress level has gone up because they've had to deal with this one or two people attitude, or are in a bad mood or are whining or things like that. For example, I am not immune to these type of things, and I woke up this morning on the complete wrong side of that bunk, and it had nothing to do with the night that I had. It had more to do with two other guys, two other drivers here, two other employees that wanted to bitch, whine, and complain and refuse loads because they didn't want to go to a particular site. So I woke up this morning and wasn't in a great mood when I woke up, and then as I happened to be at one of our yards, and as I started up through there to go get a cup of coffee, I seen both of them, and I kind of let them know what I thought about that whole situation. Anyone who knows me, you don't turn down loads, you don't refuse loads, and the one thing one of my big pet peeves is whiners, guys that, oh, I'm not going there, I'm only doing this, or, well, I was talking to the day dispatcher and they said, yeah, we'll round trip you, but night dispatch was on duty and they didn't need them to round trip, so that became a big issue for them. My problem is you're turning down money, and you're pretty much asking dispatch to find someone else to pick up your slack. So because you didn't want to work and go to that site, me and my trainee had to completely change the plan of a load that we were already supposed to go get because you didn't want to work. That tends to really piss me off. Because you're lazy and you're whiny and you're bitchy, I've got to pick up your slack. So I didn't get a chance to show my trainee a whole different operation because these people didn't want to go to a particular site. Now, I think if they knew what the load paid, they'd have went and done it. But they get set in their ways, and I don't know, they think they're God's gift to the sand industry, and they're going to get their way whenever they want it. Whatever. So, my feeling is, And again, I'm not immune to these things. Obviously, I just told you, I'm up in a bad mood, seeing them, and I let my mood not let me keep my mouth shut for the most part. I seen him and I had to say something. I was upset. So, is what it is. When you're out here, your attitude is going to determine your direction. What do I mean by that? If you have a bad attitude all the time, or you're whining all the time, this job is going to eat you alive. You're never going to have a good day. You're never going to make the money you want to make because everything's going to be against you, and that attitude is infectious. You will literally bring people down around you because you're whiny or you are having a bad day, so on and so forth. But if you come out here with the attitude, I'm here to make money, I'm not going to turn down loads, I'm going to run what they give me, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability every time. If you have that attitude and you try to maintain a good mood, again, I'm not immune to bad moods, I have them. But if you try to make of positivity happen for you, especially with Brady Trucking, we consistently have job openings, training and safety, and in shop. If you decide you want to be a mechanic and you got mechanical experience and tools, you can apply to be a mechanic if you want. On you. But your attitude will determine your direction. I get up, I try to get up every day with the attitude, we're going to get it done today, we're going to be safe, and we're going to have a good day. And I don't let this crazy ass traffic out here really bring me down. I don't let a trainee that might be a little harder to train or is giving me issues bring me down. And typically I don't let guys like these other guys do affect my mood. I don't know why. I know why it affected me so much this time. It was because one of them happens to be a trainer, and I don't feel, it's just the way I think. Trainers shouldn't have that attitude. The trainer should be the guy that says, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get this done. Let's, especially if you have a trainee and you have an opportunity to go somewhere that's a different loadout in a different location, and give a trainee the opportunity to look up, get the directions and lead you there, you shouldn't pass that up. A trainee should be able, by the end of their training, be able to look at those directions and get you from from wherever you're at to the loadout, and then from the loadout to the location. And I try to do that with all my trainees. Now I've had a few of them that they had a bad sense of direction. It was just a little harder for them. But as a trainer, you have to have the attitude that they're going to get it. You've done your job right. And also as a trainer, if you go in every day with a trainee with a bad attitude, that trainee is going to have a bad attitude for not just what he does, but for the company as a whole. Because if the trainer is consistently in a bad mood, why wouldn't the trainee come out of it in a bad mood? If a trainer is consistently talking smack about the company he works for, he doesn't need to be a trainer. And as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't need to work for the company, because he's a virus at this point. He's infectious, and he's going to spread to people around him. There are people that are going to listen to him and say, you know what, he's right, when he's 100% wrong. Brady is not perfect. We are not this God's gift to the transportation industry. That's not Brady. Brady has its flaws. But one thing that Brady does a lot that I haven't seen with other companies is they take the time to recognize the issues they're having, and they put people together and say, how can we fix this? because they don't want these issues. Understanding that there's no perfect trucking company out there, Brady is probably the closest thing to a perfect company that I have found. They have good pay. They have good equipment. Their dispatchers are amazing. Their shops are great. Management has got your back. If you're in the right, management will back you up. If you have an attitude of, I'm going to get it done. I'm the go-getter. I'm the guy that people are going to call and say, hey, we got to get this done. Do you know anyone that can handle this? And they're going to say, you know what? Call Fred. Fred's the guy. Fred will do whatever he's got to do to make sure the job gets done right the first time, gets done safely. That's what I do. Am I bragging a little bit? You're damn right I'm bragging a little bit. If you come out here and you have that attitude, there's no place to go but up here. Now, if you come out with a bad attitude, you're never going to move up. You're never going to be that guy when they say, just for instance, I've had it happen to me. Hey, we got this, Fred, we got this trainee. He's already been with 2 other trainers, and they're saying he's just not getting it. Once you take him for 3 days, and at the end of that 3 days, give us an honest evaluation what you think. So I literally had a guy whose career was in the palm of my hand. I could have literally went in there and said, you know what, this guy, he ain't gonna hack it. I took the 3 days with a good attitude, and I went out there and showed him how to do this job. The guy knew how to do the job after the first day. I went in with the attitude that this man is not going to lose his job because I couldn't get him trained. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make sure he's still got a job at the end of this 3 days. Because personally speaking, talking to him, he was a nice guy. He'd been through some rough times recently, but he was a super nice guy. But he was hard to understand, and I think that's all that really happened was the language barrier, because he was foreign and he had a thick accent. He was hard to understand, and I just don't think they took the time to listen to him. And I got him trained. Now, regretfully, he no longer works here. He decided to go back to his home state and work local, and I wish him all the best, because personally speaking, he was a great guy. I really liked him. And professionally speaking, he was a good driver. And once he got trained properly how to do this job, he was good at the job. The job wasn't for him. It wasn't what he thought it needed to be for him. And I regretted seeing him go, because he was a good driver, and I'd like to see him stick around and become part of the Brady family long term. So another thing I like to tell trainees that goes along with this infectious attitude title is, do something today your future self will thank you for. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're going to sit around and not make any money, or you're going to make bad decisions or always be in a bad mood, then your future self will never have a reason to say, you know what, thanks, man. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you made that decision. I'm glad you took that load, or this, that, and the other. Guys, you never know what's going to happen out here. I mean, it could be something as little as just a thank you from someone because you helped pulled over to check on them on the side of the road. And it could be something as big as you could meet your soulmate. Who the hell knows? You might be out here and running in a truck stop, and the little girl working behind the counter is the one that the maker intended for you. So you just never know. But come out here. If you decide to come to Brady Trucking, if you decide to come down here and join the Brady family, please don't listen to all these guys with all the negative, because I'm telling you, what itty bitty negative this company has, I promise you, one, they're working on fixing that, and I know because I'm part of a committee that does it. I sit on a committee, and that's what we're addressing, is things to make this company better, things that we can address so that the overall culture for our company is better. That's great. But come down here and look at the positives, knowing that no transportation company in the world is perfect, because it's not. I don't care what anyone says, there's no such thing as a perfect company. There's not. We have our flaws just like every other company down here. But don't just listen to the negative. Get with a guy like me that's going to train you right and is going to show you the positive side of this industry. Is it hard work? Absolutely. Long hours? Absolutely. Are there going to be days that there's not a lot to do? Yes. That's the energy industry, guys. It goes up and down. It's a roller coaster. But if you get up every day and you have a bad attitude or you're in a bad mood, you are literally going to be just, this job will eat you alive. You are not going to get anywhere with that attitude in this industry. It's not going to work for you. But if you get up every day thinking, you know what? It's a good day. I'm on the right side of a dirt mound. They got me a load. I'm going to go get loaded. I'm going to go get unloaded, and I'm going to go get another one. That's the only way to do it, guys. That's the only way to get through and make money and not be miserable. You are away from home for weeks at a time. If you are married and got kids or your family, whatever, you are away from them for weeks at a time. That eats at you enough. So if you're going to get up every morning in a bad mood, or you're going to be whiny at work, oh, I don't want to go there, oh my God, that site just, oh my God. Get up, have a positive attitude. You want me to go to that site? Yeah, I'll go to that site for you, because I'll tell you what's going to happen. Eventually, they're going to come down the list of those drivers, and they're going to call this guy, and he's going to say, no, I'm not going to that site. Then they're going to call the next guy. No, I don't want to run that site. Then they're going to call the next guy. No, I ain't going all the way out there. And then they're going to get to you. And then you go, yeah, I'll run out there. And while those guys are sitting in the yard not making any money, you've run 2 or 3 out to a site that a guy doesn't want to go to because the site's a little tight or the road's a little rough or it pays $8 less than the one they're running. So, okay, but I ran 3 and you didn't run any. So I made whatever the load pays more than you did, times 3. So guys, have an infectious attitude that spreads positivity, that spreads a good mood. Because if you're working with people that are in a good mood, your job's easier, your life's easier, and it's a whole lot more fun. There's a lot to see out here, and people just don't tend to look. So YouTube, anyone thinking of coming down to Brady, please look at the positives. Don't listen to all the negatives, because you will come down here and hear nothing but drivers talk negative about things going on here. And 9 out of 10 of those guys that are talking negative are guys that are not making any money because they won't run out to certain sites. Just saying. So as I always say, Brady does not pay me to do these videos. They have not asked me to come do these videos. There have been a couple that I've done that they did ask, and those were typically like hose repair and safety related videos. So I don't get endorsed to do them. I don't have sponsors. I don't want sponsors. I do not want to get paid to do these videos. If you do decide to come down, please, if you want to use my name with recruiting, you go right ahead, but you don't need to. I don't need the extra money, and honestly, guys, I feel like people that come out there just to recruit you for a bonus will tend to BS you more, and I don't want to BS you. I give it to you straight every time. So, if you do come down, please, if you see me, say, hey, Fred, I seen you on YouTube, give me a handshake, and I'll welcome you to Brady personally. So, hope to see you down here sometime. Please like, share. Please like the video, share the video, please. Get it out there. Especially to anyone that's looking for a company that can offer a great career with a family-based, a real great company, guys. So if you got any questions, please leave a comment. As soon as I see them, I'll either do another video or I'll reply back. And again, I don't BS you. So if you do call Jason up in recruiting and you don't feel like something's, you got a question about it, just get with me. Send me a comment, I'll answer it. And you pretty much ask anyone that's down here because of me, they'll tell you I don't BS it. I'll tell you straight up. So, guys, it's a pleasure to talk to you again. Have a good day.